Hello everyone, I am so happy to see you. According to YouTube analytics, over 70% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. If you guys want Pugsley to eat this month, I suggest you do so. Enjoy the video guys, I'll love you guys forever and always. Hello everyone, Merry Christmas everyone that's watching on Christmas Day. Hope you are having a great holiday. Anyways, today we are going to be doing another Gnar tier list. Today we'll be ranking all of the runes. So we have broken all the way down to F tier. I also have the league client here because I do not remember all of the names, and honestly I do not know what all of them do still, so even though I've been playing this game for a little bit. And yeah, let me know any other tier lists I should do down below. And yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, starting us off here is PTA. So just before I do all this, I will be moving them around a lot, probably. So yeah, just warning there. So what I rank them here is not official. I'll just put PTA right now in B tier. I feel like this is a good place. It's like a middle of the line rune. Like, it's pretty good early game, but falls off pretty hard late, I would say. It's very good snowball though. I like going Immortal Shield Bow with it, but that isn't really a build on Gnar. So B tier is fine for me. Lethal Tempo. Okay, I played with this recently. It did not feel bad. I'm gonna put it in A tier for now. It did get some nerfs, but it does feel good on Gnar in lane and in team fights. The attack speed and extra range really does feel good on him. And since we're range, we can stack it pretty good. Fleet. Okay, this one's obvious. Pretty broken on Gnar. It's been Gnar's best rune for I don't know how long now. The sustain that you get in lane is excellent. The movement speed as well is really good. It synergizes well with his kit, and the healing that it gives on towers and champions. Also objectives, very good. Even jungle camps is really good. So yeah, overall, very good rune. Conqueror. Okay, I think I'm gonna put this at the top of A for now, but I might put this in S tier. For now, I'm gonna put on top of A. Yeah, I'll put it in S tier. Conqueror is a weird rune because, well, on Gnar it is, because in range you obviously can't stack it as well. However, that doesn't mean it's a bad rune still. Conqueror is still a very good rune. I know a Gnar player named Thing in the Ice that goes Conqueror almost every game. Even like they went this rune like before Conqueror got gutted, but they still go it. Well, Conqueror didn't get gutted obviously, but it got nerfed a lot. But the healing obviously doesn't really do much, but the damage is the main focus I feel like on Conqueror. It does give a lot of stacking damage, and like you may not feel it, but if you do go Conqueror and you do take trades, you do feel it. I do feel it sometimes. I just prefer Fleet still. That's why I do not go it that often. Okay, I believe this is Overheal. We don't really go this route on Gnar, but we'll just put it in D tier. We'll put it in C. I'll probably move this. Like, sure, I could synergize well with Fleet, but there's just other options that are better than Overheal. Triumph. This rune is very good. I'm honestly gonna say broken. The fact that you get healing after each assist or kill is very good, but also what people don't really check that often is the gold that you get. Like, at the end of the game, like, you could have like 1 to 2 kills sometimes on this rune alone, worth of gold, like 500 to 600 gold, and you don't realize it. Okay, I believe this is Presence of Mind. Definitely F tier. We can't really use this. We do not have mana. Okay, Legend Alacrity, I believe this is. I'm gonna put this in. I'll put this in broken as well. I mean, this is the main rune that we would take with Fleet. Attack speed is very essential on Gnar. You may not think, but if you do not go Legend Alacrity, then your attack speed, you'll notice your attack speed is definitely lower than what you usually play with. It's definitely hard to play without after you played with it for so long. And anyways, attack speed is good on Gnar. You don't need too much on Gnar, which is good. You only have to build a little bit or take a little bit with your runes, so yeah. Okay, this is Legend Tenacity. I think this is pretty good on Gnar. We just do not go it as much, but I'll put it in S tier. Obviously, there's Unflinching, which is a good option, but Legend Tenacity is still pretty good. Actually, I'll put this in A tier. We don't really take it that often because of it Unflinching, so, but it's still good on paper, so we'll put it in A tier. And then I believe this is Bloodline. This isn't really as good on Gnar. We'll put it like in the same category as Overheal. Again, I just think the other two options are better. This would be okay if these two are in the game, but okay, Coup de Grace. This is pretty decent on Gnar. I would say this is A tier. Or actually, I'll put this in S tier. It's really good on Gnar because, you know, there are a lot of situations where you just poke down your opponents, especially under 40% health. And that extra damage is pretty well to finish off kills. It's just annoying that it's at 40%. I definitely do think cutdown's not the best, especially since we're building health most of the time. I would just say this is, I mean, I don't really go it, I never go it, I'll just say C, since, you know, it technically is better than some other runes. We'll just put it there. Okay, and then Last Stand, I think this is the best one. We'll just put this in S tier. I think Last Stand is better because you can really turn around fights and even 1v2s. And the thing is, you know, you could be at 60% and still do more damage. That's why I think it is. Actually, let me put this in Broken. That's what I meant. Broken. I think it's a step over Coup de Grace just because of that. But still both pretty good. Okay, we're on to Domination now. Electrocute has some synergy with Gnar, but I definitely do not think it's as good as PTA. We'll put it in C tier. The damage is okay. One benefit it has over PTA, I guess, is that you do not need to auto 3 times. You can just hit 3 abilities or auto 3 times. So that's a plus it has over it, but PTA synergizes with Gnar better, in my opinion. Predator, we did not go this rune that much, but I mean, it technically, I mean, I'm gonna put this in D tier. I could see some way how Predator is good, but I feel like there's better runes than Predator, like the movement speed. You can't really do much with it. I mean, you can, but it's very situational, and I just don't think it's as worth to take than other runes. Dark Chorus, yeah, I don't really like this rune on Gnar. It's pretty hard, especially if the enemy's smart. You can't really proc this that much. They need to be pretty low. I mean, sure, you could fight top lane a lot, but yeah, it can be pretty difficult to stack. And if you're not ahead, then yeah, this is pretty useless. So I just put this in F tier. Halo Blades, I actually really like this rune. I'm gonna put this in A tier. It's not, let's see, is it better than Lethal? I think in some situations maybe, but I'll just say Halo Blades is same level as Lethal, because Halo Blades can be used in different ways. Like early game, it is pretty good. I like going Halo Blades against champs like Irelia, champs that like to all-in you and cheese you, but you know, Halo Blades can really help against some of those champions. The insane attack speed can really catch them off guard. Only problem is I believe that Lethal is better than Halo Blades late, but you know, both have its pretty good uses. I just, you know, we obviously don't go these runes that much because there's better options on Gnar, but still pretty good rune. Okay, Cheap Chop. We did not go this as much, mainly because of the next rune we'll talk about. But I mean, technically, it's good with poke. I'll just put this in, I'll just put it in C tier next to Electrocute. I'm gonna rearrange these a little bit. Okay, Taste of Blood. I think this actually isn't bad. If we took advantage of Domination Tree more, this would be pretty good, but I'll put it in A tier. It's not bad. It's pretty good early in lane. It's kind of like a second wind. That's what it feels like to me, at least. Like, you get like some healing, some sustain in lane from it, so it's not bad. Sudden Impact. Again, we do not take advantage of Domination Tree that much, and I do believe the other two options are better. We don't really need the lethality with it, so I'll just put this in D tier. Zombie War, I don't know, these 3 runes are hard to rank. I'm gonna put this in C tier. I do not go it that often, so I don't know that much. I could be wrong about this. My opinion could be wrong about this, but yeah. Ghost Pour, I do think this is the better one. I'll just put it in B tier. Mainly just because Ghost Pour I think is a little bit more useful. I'm not sure though. I also think Eyeball Collection, I guess, is okay. I'll put it in B tier, I guess. I'm not sure about these 3, so yeah, sorry about that. So this is meant to be Treasure Hunter. We'll just say this is Treasure Hunter. I think this list might be a little bit old, but we'll just say this is Treasure Hunter. Honestly, this isn't that bad. Treasure Hunter is pretty good for snowballing. I'll put it next to PTA. Honestly, I'll put these 2 down as well. I think this is better. Treasure Hunter is definitely better than these. Again, we don't go Domination that much on Gnar, but when you do, this is probably the only one you should take, honestly. Honestly, we'll put this in A tier, now that I'm thinking about it. Because Igneous Hunter, we can't really take advantage of, let's be honest. In my opinion, it's honestly a D tier compared to the others. Like, we don't really need item haste on Gnar, especially since we don't build things like Gore Drinker or Stridebreaker anymore. And you don't really have items. Maybe Randuin's, Maw, but you don't really need this, I guess. I'll say Relentless Hunter is technically a little bit better, but still we don't really need this on Gnar. And we definitely don't need Ultimate Hunter. This is definitely D tier. Only because Gnar's ultimate's already low enough. Honestly, it's probably F tier now that I'm thinking about it. Like, you would only want to go Ultimate Hunter if you're trying to get 2 ults and Mega, but then again, you would need like Cloud Soul or something for that, so Yeah, not really worth to ever go Ultimate Hunter in my opinion. Okay, we are now down to Sorcery. I think Airy is... It's better than Comet. I think I'm gonna put this in B. I'm putting this in B because I think you do more damage with it than Comet. Also, the poke damage is not horrible. The only bad thing is that you don't get shield from it, but I mean, if you compare like the damage from Airy to PTA, you'll be surprised how like similar it could be in some games. So yeah, that's why I put it pretty similar to each other. Okay, Comet. I'm gonna put this in D. Maybe Lethality Gnar, but Lethality Gnar isn't really a thing for fun, I guess. But I'll just say it's a level above Dark Harvest, just because it's a little bit more useful. Phase Rush, I think this is pretty good rune. We'll put this in, I'm gonna put this in S tier. I think Phase Rush is good into certain matchups like Darius, Trundle, Nasus. It's very matchup specific, but it can be very good to get out of like just cheese champ combos like Nasus Wither or Trundle Pillar. And it's pretty good against Darius because you know you can kite easier against him. Okay, Nullifying Orb, I think this is okay on Gnar. I'll actually put this in B tier. Sadly, we do not go sorcery that much, but if we did go sorcery, then maybe we would take this rune more. The shield is okay. A Mana Flow Band, definitely F tier. Nimbus Cloak, I love when going Phase Rush. Sadly, we do not go Phase Rush that much, but when we do, it's excellent. I'm gonna say this is S tier. Like, especially if you're just taking Flash Ghost, really, it's like, you'd be surprised how good it is. Especially against, like, Nasus and Darius. Like, they just slow you, and you'll be surprised how much movement speed you get with Nimbus Cloak. I would say Transcendence is okay on Gnar. I'll put it in B tier. The ability haste is nice. Only problem is that we already build ability haste, but early this can be pretty decent. So we'll just put it in B tier, I guess. I love Clarity. I think Clarity is definitely an A tier. We'll just put it right here in the middle of A tier. Clarity just basically gives you a little bit extra movement speed, which can help you kite in certain situations. Again, sadly, we don't go sorcery that much, so sadly we can't use it that much, but if we could, then yeah, definitely this is definitely very good. So absolute focus, I don't know, I don't really like this rune that much. I'm gonna put this in C tier. I mean, technically the damage is pretty good, but it is pretty low early, and you have to be above 70%, and you're trading a lot in top lane, so it can be pretty useless sometimes. I'm actually gonna put this in D tier. I don't really like it. Scorch is pretty similar with Cheap Shot. I'm gonna put it right next to it actually. I mean, the true damage can be cool, but I think there's better options than this. Water Walking. Water Walking is okay. I'll put this in B tier. The movement speed and the river can be pretty good around objectives. However, I do think there is a better option. And Gathering Storm. Gathering Storm is excellent on Gnar. I'm gonna put this in S tier. Especially when you're going Phase Rush, you can definitely take advantage of this rune. The later the game goes will be better, obviously, if you take Gathering Storm. Well, it depends what champions you're going against, of course, and what champions you have on your team. But, you know, if the game does go late, and obviously this will put you in a better position. Sure, it's not as good early game, but, you know, casually throughout the game, you'll get damage. So pretty great scaling rune. But again, sadly, we do not go sorcery that much, so we don't really take advantage of it. Okay, that is it for sorcery. Now we're going to the resolve tree. Grasp. I almost want to put this in broken because I go it so much. I don't think I can though. I'll put it at top of S, just above Conqueror. The thing with Grasp is that since we're ranged in Gnar, we don't get like the full value of it. Now, if we did get the full value of it, 100% this is broken. But we only get the full value of it in Mega, so we don't really get that much in Mini, and it doesn't really feel as good as Fleet. But it's still a good rune to go. I like to go Grasp whenever I'm planning to go tank Gnar. So yeah, it's still pretty good. Definitely up there. Aftershock. We do not really go this rune that much. I'm just gonna put this in C tier. I mean, technically, a Mega Gnar, this can be pretty good if you're going tank Gnar, but I think Grasp is better in many ways. Guardian, yeah, let's just go and put this in F tier. I think this is pretty decent to go at F. I think Demolish is a very great rune, especially when you're going Grasp, so I'm gonna put this in S tier. Gnar is a pretty decent split pusher as well, so if you have Demolish with Trinity Force, you just melt towers so quickly. And it's also good early game, especially if you can push early and get onto the tower while your enemy's under tower, you get free plates. So yeah, I think Demolish is really, really good. Also helps close out games pretty well. Font of Line, I don't really like that much. I'm gonna put an F tier. I never go this rune. I believe this is shield bash. I mean, like the only situation really is if you have Sterax or Enchanter support. I don't really like it. Let's just put it in F. Conditioning. I love this rune. I'm gonna say this is S tier, definitely. I don't think it's broken because it did get a little nerf in the past, which made it not as valuable, but I still think it's pretty good. You just have to survive the 12 minutes and then you get a lot of gold, like free gold worth of stats, so it's pretty good. See, I want to put second wind in broken, but I don't think I can since I got a nerf, so I'll just put it in S tier. I do prefer conditioning over second wind, but second wind is also excellent in Gnar to survive lane early, so yeah, I have really not much to say bad about it. It's pretty much free potions in lane, so yeah, not really much bad I can say about this. Bone plating. I'm gonna say this is A tier. I don't really like bone plating as much. I do like it in matchups like Jax, champs like Jax or like Aatrox or something like that. I just think second wind is more valuable in more situations. I mean, bone plating can help you win some fights, but I just prefer second wind over bone plating most of the time. Overgrowth. I love overgrowth. I'm putting this right next to conditioning. I love going overgrowth no matter what pretty much on Gnar. Unless you know you need unflinching, but yeah, overgrowth so good. It just gives you so, like, as the game goes on, you just get more and more health, which adds up pretty well. And combined with Tank Gnar, it's just so excellent. Revitalize. I mean, I like going this rune whenever I have enchanters on my team. Like if I have a Yuumi bot lane, I definitely like to take advantage of it. I was gonna say B tier, just because, you know, we don't really go it as often. Like obviously overgrowth and unflinching are way more common, but it's not horrible. And unflinching, it did get a tiny nerf, but I'm still gonna say S tier. It's pretty excellent to go when the enemy team has CC. This is the go-to rune for Gnar. Okay, we are now to the inspiration tree. Glacial's definitely not as good as before. I'm gonna put this in D tier. I don't really like it that much. Maybe on support Gnar, but I just don't see a situation for it. Okay, so we're gonna say that Klepto is just first strike. I don't really play with first strike that much, but I definitely do think you could take advantage of it better than some of these other runes, so I'll put it in C tier. The gold over time that you get throughout the game, it's okay, but I definitely like more damaging runes on Gnar, or damage runes on Gnar. First strike is okay. Unsealed Spellbook, again, technically on paper, this is okay, but there's definitely better runes we could just take advantage of. So we'll just put it in C tier. Hex Tech is an interesting one. I think it depends on the player. I'm not really experienced with it, but I think if you're good, you could take advantage of it. I'll just say it's B tier. I think that's fair. Like if you're good with this rune, you could like set up pretty good ults, I feel like. Especially if you can move around vision with it and get a pretty good flank. So technically pretty good. But sadly we don't go inspiration that much, so yeah. Magical footwear. This is what I would go if I went inspiration and there was like, I just had to pick one. So I'll just say above Hex Tech, I guess. Actually, I'm gonna say C tier actually. And here's why. Because we usually build boots early on Gnar. So it's kind of a disadvantage to get the boots later. So I'm actually gonna put this in C tier. And then perfect timing stopwatch, yeah, it's not that good. I'll put it in D tier. Future Spark is actually pretty good. Especially if you're going like Heartsteel build, you can get that early. I'm gonna say it's B. I do think there is a better rune than this on the same tier, and that is Minion. Well, whatever, I don't know what it's called, like you destroy the minions with. I think it's a little bit better. I'm gonna put it above Futures Market. Wave Clear is a tough thing Gnar has and Mini Gnar, so this helps a little bit. I mean, I guess these are pretty much the same level, just whatever you prefer, I guess. And then, you know, obviously you can get like a couple free minions from it, so I mean, you could rank these either way, I guess. And then Biscuits don't really like Gnar. I mean, it technically gives a little bit of health, so I gotta put it in D tier, I guess. Cosmic Insight, actually pretty good. I'm gonna put it, yeah, I'm gonna put it on the same level as these. I don't want to say it's A tier. I think it's pretty good though. Like it's pretty unique because you get item haste and spell haste, so you can get more TPs and flashes off more often. However, I do think approach velocity is pretty underrated. Mr. Popper went this a long time ago, and he said the spacing that you get on it can be insane, and I believe him. So based on Popper's word, I'm putting it in A tier. Sadly, I do not have much experience with the rune though, because obviously we don't go inspiration that much, but I can see how the spacing, and you also help your team more, so it's pretty good. And time work, I don't think it's that good. I'll just put it in F. We should probably never go this over the other two options. Okay, that's all the runes. However, we will do the sub runes. I do think attack speed is the best. I'll say this is S tier. I don't think we would go this over attack damage or CDR. Attack damage, I think, should go in A, only because, you know, we take attack speed over attack damage, so it has to be one below, but it's still very good on Gnar. CDR, we don't really need this. I'm gonna say this is, I'm gonna just say that, I mean, CDR is technically good on Gnar, so I'll just put it in C, but you definitely want to go this over the other options. Health is very good blind pick. I'm just put this in B tier since it's like reliable if like you don't know who you're going against, like two like blind pick top laners or whatever. Or you know what I'm saying, like there could be like one MR champ and one armor champ, or you know what I'm saying, AD or AP champ, and you know this is just a good rune to blind pick. And then I think it's just fair to put armor and MR in A tier because both are useful. And yeah, I might move some things around. Just let me think for a second. Okay, now I'm looking at it, I do think it might be a little bit controversial. I'm thinking about moving most of the resolve runes up just because we use them so much. Okay, I'm gonna move these three up. I don't think second wind, like if second wind didn't get nerfed and unflinching didn't get nerfed, I would put them in broken, but sadly they did get a small nerf a little while back. But they're still really good on Gnar. I just prefer these. I prefer demolish, unflinching, and overgrowth over them. So yeah, but still very, very good. It's hard to move lethal and hella blades up because yes, the attack speed's nice, but we technically don't need it, but it feels so good on Gnar. I think A tier is fair. A tier is pretty good. It's pretty hard to move up though, like to the level of Grasp and Conqueror and Phase Rush obviously. And we don't, like, it's very like situational, we would ever go these anyways, but if you prefer these then 100% like use them. But yeah, I definitely don't think I can move them up, sadly. I mean, yeah, looking at this, I'm pretty happy. I mean, you can move some things around. Again, this is my opinion, but yeah, just going through it like this. Obviously, we don't use a lot of these runes on Gnar. We mainly go the ones and like AS broken. So, like, this is definitely the most common. You could say the like most surprising is bone plating. I don't like bone plating on Gnar, I'll be honest with you. Only very certain matchups. But yeah, that's my tier list. If you disagree, please let me know down below. I'd like to know your opinions on what you think is the best runes on Gnar. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. And once again, I just want to say I hope you had a very happy and Merry Christmas. Hope you got everything you need. Hope you spent time well with your family. Or with yourself. If you're by yourself, that's completely fine too, I guess. Just hope you've had, you know, happy holiday. Be sure to end the year off great by doing things that you love. And yeah, be sure to reach your goals in 2023. Okay, enough talking. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll love you guys forever and always. Stay safe, everyone. Bye bye.